Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. Likes, comments, and subscribes are always appreciated as they do help out the channel. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. The largest decentralized exchange on the Cardano network is called Wing Riders, has announced the launch of its governance token, WRT, on the 14th of July. Apparently, a key advantage for future WRT holders, Wing Rider holders, according to the lending side of the token, is its voting power, which enables the ability to initiate and vote on key decisions in the operations and developments of Wing Riders. I know I'm not the only one who's never heard of Wing Riders. I know Cardano has a number of decentralized exchanges, but I did not know that this was one of them. Here's the tweet for it right here. For example, decentralized autonomous organization members will be able to influence the platform's protocol parameters and determine commission sizes, which features or farms to add. Okay. By holding WRT, users will also receive increased returns, an increased chance at an airdrop for new tokens, access to important information, and membership to the Wing Riders clan. So the news is there's a new coin in the Cardano ecosystem, and I'm going to say this nicely. I've been in the crypto space for a while. I have seen many coins being created and being launched. However, I've also seen just as many coins disappearing or not being used. I often ask myself why, but I know the answer. Why are so many companies, why are so many this, that, everything else creating their own new coins for these protocols or these websites or these exchanges? And I know that the answer always comes down to money. So it's kind of like, what was the other coin? There was some other coin like 5 days ago. There's the main coin, there's a secondary coin, and if you have the secondary coin, you can get the third coin. And if you have the second and third coin, you are eligible for the fourth one. And then they're also making their own stable coin, and it's like, people are barely using your first coin. Why are you making all these other things? So yeah, has anyone else used Wing Riders? Can anyone tell me why it has the name Wing Riders? Because that sounds like a video game. It sounds like something from like, I want to say like SNES, but like even then that's a little shaky. Like it definitely wasn't on N64. And I'm like, hey guys, remember Wing Riders? Wow, yeah, the game that had like 4 pixels, that was incredible. So maybe the name has some kind of significance. Maybe they have wings, the people who made this. Anyway, that's the Cardano decentralized exchange. Wing Riders is creating a brand new token called WRT. News. And yeah, let's move on. Next up, on Monday, GameStop announced the launch of its first NFT marketplace, which will allow users to buy, sell, and of course trade their NFT collections, because that's what happens on an NFT marketplace. As per the press release, the latest features enables its users to connect their digital asset wallets, like the GameStop wallet, which was recently released. The firm is also planning to expand its functionalities like Web3 games. GameStop officials said the company's NFT marketplace is a non-custodial Ethereum Layer 2 based marketplace that enables parties to truly own their digital assets, which are represented and secured on the blockchain. Over time, the marketplace will expand functionality to encompass additional categories such as Web3 gaming, more creators, and other Ethereum environments. You know what's really weird? So first of all, golf clap to GameStop for like sticking with it, because they were talking about getting into the crypto space in like beginning of 2020 when the entire stock fiasco was happening, when the stock was going crazy and everyone was talking about Dogecoin and yada yada. They announced that they were going to get further into crypto. They announced that they were going to be making stuff with NFTs, and alas, here they are. So wonderful for them. The other really weird part is I feel like every other NFT marketplace that has launched is like just not being used like at all. Like, I think OpenSea is the only one who's like kind of the constant leader in the space. They also just raised, was it 200, 300, 400 million dollars for expansion as well, because we had still have Binance's NFT space. Remember? Yes, you remember that? But that also went nowhere, because in the very beginning, when I was also thinking about trying to join that platform, they were only allowing like one new artist a day or something like that, which wasn't sustainable. Coinbase's NFT platform also isn't being used. I think they made, was it like $500 in one day? Not 500,000, not 500 million, like 500 period. That's the end of the entire sentence, because no one's using that one. What's the other one that also just launched? Also, no one's using that one. And then the GameStop one just launched as well. But for some reason, OpenSea, they're still doing, was like $50-100 million per day in sales. Like all these CryptoPunks. Yeah, the CryptoPunks. One of them just sold for like 1.2 million, another one for 800,000, but it's only all happening on OpenSea. It's a quite an interesting thing to see. It says, meanwhile, GameStop's marketplace is home to a variety of projects that utilize both Loopring, a layer 2 scaling solution, and the Ethereum mainnet. The gaming firm also wants to be a significant player in the NFT gaming industry. NFTs exist not only as digitized artworks, but also as vital interactive elements in the gaming arena. That's a weird sentence. Additionally, GameStop had previously hinted that Immutable X, an Ethereum-based platform utilized by NFT games, will be shortly available as well. This one seems the most believable. Immutable X is kind of like similar to Polygon. Polygon is like the go-to place for like cheap fees, fast transactions, but also like transferring NFTs back and forth. But Immutable X is also kind of there as well. I'm sure you've heard of them if you are into VV, or if you heard about the GameStop stuff before. And there's also another like major company who's also DC Comics. They're also using Immutable X as well for their NFT space. I was gonna say like website or something like that, but yeah. So this was quite popular news. I hope it works out for them. It's more like I feel like so many companies are releasing NFT metaverse companies at the exact same time, and it's just kind of like very muddy waters, especially, you know, with the world economy not looking the absolute best right now. But in the future, I could totally see this actually taking off, especially if GameStop has like proper advertising. You just have to know how to like really basically market yourself to all these people to want to use your platform, especially if the games ever actually end up looking good, because this is a really, at least for me, big issue right now in the like metaverse gaming kind of space. Like, NFT games sound interesting, but I don't want them looking blocky. Like, I want like nice graphics, and I think that's going to be a bit of an issue, at least for the next couple of years, until we get more side chains and other things like that going on. Yeah, that's the GameStop stuck to their word. They launched an NFT marketplace. I think they're supposed to be almost completely digital now, like as far as like a company as well. I think there's plans to like be able to like just only buy digital games on their platform. What was the other thing that they plan on doing? I don't remember, but there's a lot of news. Anyway, that's the GameStop NFT marketplace news. And yeah, let's move on. Also in the news, the 1 billionth, that is billionth with a B, with a TH at the end, address for Bitcoin has been created. We've had a lot of news over the years of how many people are actively using Bitcoin, own Bitcoin, the active wallet addresses that are still being used every single day. Another metric that we don't hear too often about is the actual newer addresses that are being created. It's typically how many addresses are already out there, how many of them are being used, how much money is passing back and forth through the network, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, we have passed by 1 billion addresses. That does not mean that there are 1 billion people on the planet using Bitcoin. It's still roughly estimated around, it was like 20, 30, 40 million people, or which is a huge number, but nothing compared to 8 billion people actually being on the planet. A lot of times these addresses as well, this is, I think, fairly common. Not everyone has just one Bitcoin address, especially if you're using multiple different websites and different apps and stuff like that. So cool. I don't sure. We get a lot of weird Bitcoin metrics floating around, but it is significant in number. Yes, absolutely. But I think it'll be more significant when we actually have 1 billion people realizing that the world's economy is collapsing and they should be using cryptocurrencies. And then we have 1 billion people actually using crypto. That seems far more interesting, at least to me. That's the Bitcoin wallet addresses news. And yeah, let's moving along. Also in unsurprising news, Multicoin Capital, the crypto investment firm known for its backing of multiple Web3 and DeFi projects, has announced a $430 million venture fund. Multicoin plans to use the fund for investments in projects that are poised to reshape massive consumer-facing markets, the firm said in an announcement shared with Decrypt. Last year, Multicoin closed its second $100 million venture fund with a major focus on Web3 projects building on Solana. Now the firm outlines several other areas it says it's more excited about, including projects that fit into its proof of physical work investment thesis. Sure. According to Multicoin, projects that fall into the category can be described as the ones that incentivize people to do verifiable work that builds real-world infrastructure. Can people stop talking in code? Like, just say what you have to say. We want to buy coins that we are going to make the most money from. Incentivize people to do verifiable work that builds, like building a building, building a train station. You can verify that, and it's building real world infrastructure. Like I don't. It drives me insane. Like when people keep using coded language. Like just say what you're trying to say. We're interested in coins that do this because people can use them to make video games from them, or websites from them, or other things that people can use so that we can make more money. It's always this really weird loop around, but it's kind of the same thing. Like, have you ever I find it hilarious if you ever walk by like a pizza place, a restaurant, anything, and it says like, we have the best pizza in the world, our pasta's rated #1. I always laugh because I'm like, can you imagine if they were like, our pasta's terrible, people keep choking on our pizza, don't eat here. Nobody would eat there, but you can't ever really say the actual negatives or if they bad things. Anyway, the point is, we've seen during this downtrend of the market over the last couple of months, a rather significant, it's a normal number compared to what it was during the last downtrend. But the amount of companies coming forward basically talking about putting $500 million like it's nothing into the cryptocurrency space. This keeps happening over and over. There are also still companies who are buying tons of Bitcoin. It just doesn't end up making the news as if a company is buying 28 Bitcoin, it doesn't make the news as much as Michael Saylor or Grayscale buying 14,000 Bitcoin at a time. So it's still happening because we keep getting all the whale news. But the amount of funds that are being created, especially right now while the market is down, this is what I was telling you before. Like, I'm sure you know this as you are smart. But the idea basically is like, of course, this is when you buy all of these things. It's when the market is down. You make sure that you're going to make the most profit when the market does maybe eventually end up going back up. But a lot of times this news ends up becoming very popular because people get really shocked. Like, whoa, but the market's down. They're putting money into the market. How could that possibly be? Because they're probably expecting like a 20 to 30x from many altcoins like they were before. And 430 million, even doing a 10x is 4.3 billion. So, money and all that. No words on what actual coins, but we can kind of guess. Anything that has tagged the word Web3 or decentralized DeFi to themselves is probably going to end up making it into this fund. But when the fund does launch, we'll hear exactly what coins are in it. That's the multi-coin capital is just casually throwing $500 million into a venture fund news. And yeah, let's move on. Here's a weird one. Electronic giant Samsung has announced the launch of Space Tycoon, a metaverse-based experience built as part of the Roblox world. Right. The gaming metaverse, which is directed to entertain Gen Z users, will feature a world in which Samsung products can be constructed by picking their fundamental components. I have no idea what that means. The experience will also include a shop for buying in-game items, because why would they not have a shop? That just seems completely logical. First of all, they're Samsung, so they're trying to sell something. But every single metaverse has a shop for something. So big companies are now focusing part of their efforts on creating enticing metaverse-based worlds as part of their strategy. Samsung, who's constantly in the news about crypto, the electronics company, is launching a metaverse constructed as part of the... What is Roblox? Roblox. The experience, called Space Tycoon, will allow users to participate as part of a space station, getting resources to design and produce Samsung products. So it looks like, their metaverse is people faking that they're working on a space station to design and produce future Samsung products. This sounds like, to me, Samsung has found a way to get people to not only go into their metaverse, but pay them to use that metaverse to design and produce Samsung products. The virtual world will also offer the opportunity to purchase items for the player's avatars from the shop. The experience is directed towards a younger audience, which will have the opportunity to learn about the brand and its products. That is the most propagandist, cringy thing I've ever heard in my entire life. They said, "We want to give our Gen Z customers a chance to experience Samsung products in a way they have never done before." Why would they need to use that? Why would that be enriching their lives in any way? If Samsung had a thing that told them that when they get older, they might be depressed and they're going to have to pay taxes, I think that would sell out almost automatically. "We will continue," they said, "to showcase content that can deliver more meaningful and entertaining digital experiences for both our current and futures customers." This is so cringy because so many of the companies who are trying to get into the metaverse, they're just kind of openly saying it now. Like, there's no longer oh no, we're not doing that. They're trying to target people who are born before 2000, which is weird to think that that's an actual number right now. Roughly around that time frame, because I think that they know that they're the most susceptible to the idea of digitizing everything or things simply being digital. How many kids have you seen being pushed around in the streets, in a stroller or a pram, whatever word you call it, and they're holding an iPad or a phone? It's a little disturbing and kind of weird, but they're growing up completely in a digital world. Like, everything they will know, even communication with family members around the world, is purely digital. So these companies, I think they're starting about 15, 20 years earlier. So by the time that these people are in their 30s, it will be normal for them to be in these metaverses and be in these worlds to design and produce Samsung products. It's also a little weird. I don't know. Samsung is one of the largest companies on the planet. I'm certain of that. But it's just really weird. Like, why would I want my child to go to the Samsung Metaverse to work on a space station to design your products? Or like to go to, because you know that like they're thinking of some like really weird, like nefarious thing, almost cursed, where they're basically trying to get these, because it's very clever marketing. It's kind of like with Facebook and all the other social media platforms. Like the platform is free, air quotes there, but everything you do on the platform teaches the AI how to work better to like give you better recommendations for things to make you watch or stay longer on the platform or to buy stuff. So if these metaverses basically end up launching as like not a way for people to actually have fun, because why would they do that? Because we're in, this dystopian future. The idea then becomes use our platform for free, but you can also spend money while you're here to make your avatar look different, which makes no sense. And also, you can also teach us like what we should be building for the future. As you might have imagined, this was relatively popular news. Just based off of the idea that they are Samsung. I think Samsung was also the first company to create the, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was Nokia. I think it was Samsung who created the first blockchain phone. And it was like $2,000. And I was like, no one's won. Not only is no one going to buy it, but in 3 years, it's going to basically be unusable because you always have to continue to buy a brand new phone. So why spend $2,000 on it? I wonder how that's working out. I wonder how many other companies are working on like blockchain phones. But even then, you can't really do that because there's so much centralization involved. And I'm certain at a certain point, if you are holding crypto on your phone and they detected some kind of like a fraudulent transaction, they would just simply freeze the crypto on your wallet. It doesn't sound nice. Anyway, that's the Samsung is launching a metaverse called Space Tycoon. I don't think there's any actual time frame for this launch, but I'm excited to watch YouTube videos on it just to see exactly what it ends up looking like. All right. Let's move on. Yeah. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all have a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be on this weird planet. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching. Oh, there are multiple Bitcoin buses. Look at that. There's usually only one. Good job, Glen Coco. Good job. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.